All right, we're live. Let's go. Short term, short times equal huge success. And there are ways, man, that we can feed momentum. And Big Mo is always hungry. See, a lot of times when we have the choice to do all or nothing, many times what we end up doing is nothing because we say, I don't have the time. I don't have all the time that I can complete the task. But you have to think of your life many times like writing a book. You can't write a book all in one day, but you can write a chapter of success. And many times, what we want is we want the end result. We want the whole book of results to be done right then and there. And when it doesn't happen, we get overwhelmed and we say, oh, well, I don't have time. And we scrap it. And we just settle in to what we're normally doing. Case in point, I had a friend call me one day. He was on his way home from work, long day. And he said, Marsh, so I said, hey, where are you heading? He said, I'm heading to the gym. And he said, by the time I get there, I will only have 12 minutes to work out. 12 minutes. Now, let me tell you what most people do. Most people would look at that 12 minutes and say, man, by the time I get there, it's not enough time. So what they'll do is they'll then let themselves off the hook and they'll say, you know what, it's been a long day. Let me just head on home and I'll double up tomorrow. Yet something comes up in the night or first thing in the morning, you forgot about a report that you have to do or forgot that you got to work all day. And what happens? You scrap it and you say, well, I'll triple up the next day. Never happens. You end up quitting. Game over. See, my friend who only had 12 minutes to work out, it wasn't optimal, but he saw it as an opportunity. He saw it as an opportunity, and he walked out of there feeling about 2 inches taller because he had a choice to do or not do. And when you have the choice to do or not do it anyway because Big Mo is always hungry. Let me tell you one thing about momentum. Momentum is super tricky because good or bad, we stop feeding it. See, when it's bad, we say, what's the use? And when it's good, we say, what's the need? Right? And we look at those things and we say, okay, when it's bad, what's the use? It's not going to work anyway. Stop giving it. And then when it's good, we say, what's the need? Man, I got a hot hand going. It should all come to me anyway. And we stop feeding the momentum. And once the well runs dry, when you're doing good, when the well runs dry, you're looking around saying, oh my God, what do I do now? You lost the momentum. Here's what I want you to do. Whether you're into cryptocurrency or not, doesn't even matter. I want you to think of momentum as Bitcoin. The biggest rave right now, Bitcoin. Before I jumped on this morning, I looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading for like $42,000 a coin. And most people look at that and they say, oh, I don't have $42,000, so I can't invest in Bitcoin. But if you dive a little bit deeper, you would realize that you could own a fraction of Bitcoin. See, $100 will get you 0.00227925 of Bitcoin. See, it's not all of Bitcoin. It's some, but it's not all. But it's more than you had before. And many times that's what we do in our lives. We look at our lives like a Bitcoin. I don't have $42,000. I can't start my own business. I don't have all this special equipment, so I can't start my podcast. I don't have the years of experience, so I can't build up the clientele. See, we look at stuff like that, and instead of looking at all, look at it instead as fractional. So I want to give you a couple of ways that you can feed the momentum. using exactly where you are right now. Because one thing you always got to remember, man, Big Mo is always hungry. So let's break this down. Before I get started, I want you to remember this. You can't do it all at once, but you can do it once all the time, right? So when you get overwhelmed, you're like, oh my God, I can't do all this. You can't do it all at once, but you can do it once all the time. So, first thing, you come first. So, what I want you to do to feed Big Mo is when you're overwhelmed and you feel like the world's crushing on top of you, then take 5 minutes aside this morning, put on a YouTube video of storm sounds. Doesn't matter. Close your eyes, set your timer, 5 minutes. That's it. Follow your breath. You don't have to say any seances. You don't have to read anything. Just 5 minutes. Feed Big Mo. See, you think it's not going to work. It's not about what it works in the moment. What it's going to do is it's going to create some space, some margin that you need. And as you move forward, trust me, you do this every single day, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Feed Big Mo. You come first. You do that. Things are going to start evening out for you. Feed Big Mo with your health. Whether you got 5 minutes or 45 minutes. Instead of looking at optimal, look at it as an opportunity. So if you're in a rush, I can't do a 30-minute workout. You got 5 minutes? Let me tell you something that I do. There's a couple of things. You can go to Fitness Blender and you can just Google Fitness Blender on YouTube and they'll pull up 7-minute body weight exercises. You can do all that. And so when you look at all that, then you can use your body weight. You don't have to go to the gym and you drop right down there and get after it. Let me tell you one thing that I do. You can download an interval timer on your phone. It's free. You don't even have to subscribe to it or nothing. Interval timer. I have a 10-minute workout that I can do right there on my phone. It's 5 exercises, 3 rounds. They're 25 seconds per exercise. So 25 on, 15 off. And they're composed of 25 seconds of jumping jacks, 15 seconds off. 25 seconds of air squats, 15 seconds off. 25 seconds of push-ups, 15 seconds off. 25 seconds of planks, 15 seconds off. 25 minutes of burpees or mountain climbers, 15 seconds off. Rinse and repeat. 3 rounds, 10 minutes. Killer. Dude, you're going to be dripping with sweat. See, you don't have to go look like Arnold and bodybuild and have a gym membership. It was right there in the driveway. 10 minutes, do those things right there. That is feeding the momentum. And if you feed Big Mo, you create some momentum in your day, man. Then no matter what happens in the day, you already won it because you're feeding Big Mo. Feeding Big Mo on your job. Let's talk about this. If you got to work a list, and many things will just compound. They'll get out of hand. And you'll look at this big, huge list. You're like, oh my God, I just need a day where I close my office door and I don't talk to anybody. Everybody, if the world would just leave me alone, it's not going to happen. Especially the higher you climb, boo-boo, more people need you. So when you have to work different lists, or the list is getting larger, 10 minutes, feed Big Mo. 10 minutes. Everything can wait for 10 minutes. The phone calls, they'll leave a message. The emails, you can return them later. 10 minutes, work the list. Set the timer. And at the end of the time, walk away from it. This is how you don't get overwhelmed. Remember, it's fractional investing. That's all I'm doing. I can't own the whole Bitcoin at $42,000, but I can do it fractionally. 0.00224924 or whatever the hell it was, right? That's what you got to think in your life. Same thing. 10 minutes, work the list. Now, here's what's even key. I can learn at the same time I'm working a list, because if I don't have to talk to anybody and all I got to do is just work a list and it doesn't pull on a lot of emotional currency, then I can listen to a podcast. Check out the Sales Life. I can listen to a podcast while I work, and I'm getting some learning. I can listen to audiobook while I work the list. All right. Feed the ego. If you're in sales, feed the momentum by instead of saying, oh, I got all this to do, make just a couple phone calls. Let me tell you what most people do right before they get off. They're sitting there looking at social media, looking at everybody else getting off. Don't do that. Feed Big Mo, even if it's 10 minutes. I'm telling you, compounded, it's going to make huge results. Short on time equals huge success. See, it's not the optimal times that you had that brought you huge success. It was what you did in the gaps. The short amount of time, it was an opportunity, even though it wasn't optimal, and you seized it where 99.9999999% of people will not seize that opportunity. Last one, weight loss. Kind of goes hand in hand with the workout. But I do want to add it with this one too. Because when you're eating and the nachos and the queso come out and you're trying to get right, feed momentum. Bypass that one thing. As a matter of fact, have the nachos, have the chips and the salsa. Just don't dip it in the cheese. If you substitute that one thing, it's not all, but it's better. And what's going to happen is your discipline, and discipline, all discipline means, man, is improvement. That is all it means. Okay. So if you feed the momentum on that one thing, you walk away from it 2 inches taller because you were able to say no, and you don't make the situation worse. When given the choice of all or nothing, look at instead, is it something towards all? Okay? When it's all or nothing, when you say, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I got dishes to do, the whole house needs to be clean. Don't worry about that. Do the dishes, load the dishwasher. And then the next day, do something else. Or when you get time, do another 10 minutes, whatever it is. Don't look at all or nothing. Feed the momentum. Do something towards all. Remember, when it comes to momentum, it's easier to keep it going than get it going. So once you get these big wheels going, feed Big Mo, because Big Mo is always hungry. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life. Let me say hello to, what's up, Brian Sexton. Thank you so much. He's over there on LinkedIn. Thank you, man, for popping in. You're my brother. I appreciate you. Brian's got a great podcast as well. Check him out. And Nat Banks, always wonderful Wednesday to you, my brother. And with that, you guys have an amazing day. If you're watching this on the replay, got mad love for you. Leave your comments below. I'll come back around and say hi to you. So with that, let's go rock out. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.